Hi everyone, welcome back to part 2 of our funky bird. So this part 2 is going to be the second part you're going to do and the last thing you're going to do for this assignment for today. You're going to need to stick this in a safe place after you take a picture of it and insert it into your assignment. So we no longer need our pencil. You will need one of these 3 items. So you either need a Sharpie, and make sure it's more the fine point versus the super fine point or the ultra fine point. You could use a Marks-A-Lot permanent marker, a fatter marker, or a color crayon. One of those 3 things. But the key is here, it must be black. Must be black. So what we're going to do now is we are going to take one of these objects, or one of these supplies I should say, and you are going to outline your entire bird. So if you have a Sharpie, that's going to give you a fine line. If you have a Marks-A-Lot marker, that's going to give you a little bit fatter line. And crayon, it kind of depends on what your sharpening status is of your crayon. So to give you an idea of what these are going to look like, I'm going to fold my paper in half so I don't accidentally bleed it through onto my project. So this is my son's color crayon because I found his faster than I could find mine. It is obviously not sharpened, so it is going to give me kind of a medium line. And you're just going to take that crayon and go around the outside edge. If you have a Marks-A-Lot marker, make sure you're using more the tip versus the wide part. The wide part gives you that type of line. The tip will give you a finer line, and I think you'll be happier with that finer line right now. The second one, or the last one, is our Sharpie. This one is a fine point Sharpie. It is not the ultra fine point. So it's going to give me a finer mark, and that's what I'm going to use today. So, I'm going to start with my beak. I'm just going to trace over my lines. Now, Sharpie is permanent. Crayon is permanent. Marks-A-Lot markers are permanent. You cannot erase them. So if you make an oops, you need to make it work. Now, what that can do is that could give your bird a thicker line for part of it. So, say I make a mistake right here, because I didn't quite go on my line. I don't want to leave it because that looks kind of weird on my bird's rear end. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my Sharpie and I'm just going to make that line a little thicker in that area. Now I can choose to blend it in like I did here, or I could actually carry it all the way around the outside edge of my bird, which is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to make it just a little thicker around the outside edge because I made that oops. Are oopses okay? Oh, totally. Oopses are totally okay. We just need to learn to work with them, especially if we're using a Sharpie or a color crayon that can't erase. My 5-year-old sometimes has a meltdown when he makes a mistake, and so we have to work on using that mistake and turning it into part of our projects instead of just scrapping our projects and starting over. Because you do not have an infinite supply of paper at your house. Neither do I. So your art kit came with 18 pieces of paper, and we've used a few pieces already. And I will give your classroom teachers some more paper probably right before we go to winter break, just to make sure you've got some paper for our projects. And make this guy's tail a little bit fatter too. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is cool, funky hairdo. Just going over all my lines, trying to go nice and slow so that I don't end up having to go back and erase too much. Let's give him a few extra hair pieces there. Go over my eyeball nice and slow. Now again, you're not coloring anything in because we're going to use our watercolor paints in 2 weeks to paint these. I'm going to change this wing up just a little bit. Now I'm a little happier with it. I can do my toes now. Okay, so I have now outlined everything. I have my eye, my hair, my body, my wings, my feet. Now, if you used marker, now is a good time to go back in and erase your pencil lines that you may not have gone over exactly. Now, if you use color crayon, do not do this step because you will make your color crayon all over your eraser and then your eraser won't work anymore. Looks like I need to clean my eraser. So, to clean your eraser, because you can see mine's starting to draw on my paper. To clean your eraser, find a corner of carpet. You want to make sure it's actual hallway carpet, not like kitchen carpet. And you take your eraser and you just act like you're going to erase the carpet. It won't do any damage to your carpet. I promise. I promise. Will not do any damage to your carpet. And then you do that a couple of times and your eraser will be clean. So in my classroom, I have a couple of rugs just so that we can do this. So we can make sure our erasers are clean. So when we are erasing like I am right now, our eraser isn't drawing all over our paper like mine is right now. I definitely need to clean my eraser after this video. Okay, so remember, you are not erasing if you used crayon. If you did not use crayon, if you used Sharpie or Mark-a-Lot marker, Big Fat marker, you are okay to erase. Now, once your bird is complete, you're going to take your picture, stick it in your assignment, and turn it in to me. I will see you guys in our next video. Bye. Actually, I'll see you in Zoom. See you in Zoom. See you guys soon.